Okay. So my first question is what happens here inside the Democratic headquarters?
As far as this particular office is concerned, it serves as a meeting place, for the Central Committee. It serves as an office for the Central Committee. In other words, we do the scheduling here. We have our meetings here. We have this office available for as an outreach for the community. For example, we have just had a primary election. As you notice, if you look around, we have campaign signs, we have political information available on the candidates, and that's, if somebody wants that, we give that to them, we help distribute it. And basically, any activities that the party is involved, elections, like the fair is coming up, community meetings, things like that. Dwayne can tell you a little more about some of the other things.
Yeah, and he's exactly right. This is the one-stop shop for the Democratic Party in Calvert County. We have Young Dems, we have the Calvert County Democratic Club, and various other organizations that all come together here at the Central Committee headquarters to organize and make sure that we're reaching out to our constituents, the Democrats in Calvert County, just get the message out and to give back to the community. We do a lot of work with a lot of the organizations, the nonprofits here in Calvert to make sure that we're staying in touch with the community and giving back.
I should also mention the Democratic Women's Club is another organization that works with us. And here in Calvert County, we have an organization made up of senior citizens who live at Asbury, which is a community, a progressive community for older people, retired people. And when I say progressive, that means they go at a certain age, and as they get older and their needs increase, they they move in there to make sure that all their needs are met within the facility. I should also mention that Dwayne is president of the Young Democrats. He is also still president of the Calvert County Democratic Club, which is another organization, and he is campaign manager for one of our delegates, Sue Cullen. So he's busy, and he is also the youngest member of our organization, and we need more young people. That's probably one of the things that we need more young people.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, do you have a lot of meetings during campaign season?
No.
How does that go?
Yes, we have a lot of meetings. As a matter of fact, we had one last night, and as I said to Dwayne earlier, last night was one of the better meetings. All the candidates in Calvert County were there last night for the first time. Everybody that's running was there. We had a chance to talk to them. They had a chance to talk to us. What can we do? How can we help them?
Yeah, absolutely. And, the Central Committee has a lot of meetings. The Young Dems have a lot of meetings. The Democratic Club, we have a lot of meetings. And it's all about, organizing to make sure that we're reaching out to voters. I mean, that's the number one thing during a campaign season that you're going to need to do is to get the message out and to make sure that we're there to support all of our Democratic candidates. So,
and we're also trying to make sure that we don't overlap, that we don't duplicate things. Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons why it's so important that we work together. And with the election coming up, I don't know if you're familiar with our political system here, but Calvert County is pretty well divided evenly. Democrats and Republicans. We're about 41% each, isn't that about right? Something like that. 41%, give or take a few. I mean, it's very close. Mm-hmm. And we have about 16 to 18 independents. So obviously it is really important that we get our political base to turn out and vote and try to get the independents to vote for us, of course. And that's where, Dwayne is very important because he has to motivate the Young Dems and he has to motivate the club members, and he's campaign manager. I mean, he's got a full plate.
He does. So could you tell me a little bit about the campaign process and what it's like?
Go ahead, Dwayne. You're involved
Campaign
on that
manager.
level. I'll
Yeah, I was
talk more
thinking-
on a general level.
You know, the campaign process, it's really interesting. I mean, we just in Maryland moved our primary up to June. It used to be in September, so that creates. It used to be a few weeks after the primary was over that we had to turn around and get people motivated again to unify everybody after the primary race. Now we have a much longer period of time. There are pros and cons to that. And we're learning as we go. I mean, the election process has definitely changed. We're dealing with redistricting at the same time. My candidate's district has changed, and so it's very interesting to talk to people and go, you know, you're now in our district, and you're no longer in our district,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of information sharing that needs to go out there. A lot of it is, as Thomas said, making sure that we're not overlapping with our efforts. So, you know, between the club, between the central committee, between all the other clubs that are out there, and between the candidates, it's, you know, are what we're doing are we doing it effectively and efficiently? But like I said before, it's all about getting out the message, whatever that message might be. It's about making sure to reach voters with that message, getting out there and making sure that voters know that we're here to serve them and that we need their help at the polls in November.
And we try to get their message out in several ways. One is we communicate through email, and we have a database for our Calvert County Democrats. We also, the state of Maryland is very fortunate because we have a thing called Vote Builder, which is a registry of all the voters in the state of Maryland. And that's a really, really helpful tool for all the candidates. It's a helpful tool to us. For example, if we have somebody who comes to an event, they sign their name, put their email down, but they don't have their address. And so we can, that helps. We have another thing called MailChimp, which is a mass mailing. And of course, we're trying to get into Facebook and Twitter and, you know, all the other medias. Hi.